Hello guys, today we're starting with some stuff from unit 7, which is more of a geometry unit, and we're going to start with naming and classifying angles. Okay, so we have parts of an angle. An angle is formed by two rays with a common endpoint. This common endpoint is called the vertex. The rays are called the sides of the angle. All right, so now if we're naming angles, the symbol for an angle is your less than symbol, okay, when you think about it. Angles are typically named using 3 letters. The middle letter must always represent the vertex. Okay, the middle letter is always the vertex. Angles can also be named using just the vertex if it is the only angle located at that vertex. Okay, so if it's the only angle at that vertex, then you can use just the letter. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right, angle measures. When referring to the measure of an angle, use a lowercase m. Okay, so for instance, if we have the measure of angle ABC equals 60 degrees, because A, B, C, so the vertex here is B, and notice when we labeled this, I wrote a 6, it looks like, versus a C. There we go. That's a better C versus the 60. Okay. And then it tells me that the angle measure is 60. So let's go back over. A ray is this AB right here, the BC, and then my vertex is B. And this can be labeled ABC or CBA. So we might write that down here. We can label this as angle ABC or angle CBA. But notice the vertex is always in the middle. And the example of just the vertex would be angle B. Okay. Now we're going to talk about the types of angles. So we have an acute angle, which means if it's acute, it is less than 90 degrees. If it is a right angle, it's normally going to have this little box symbol. So this is a right angle because it is equal to 90 degrees. And then our third option is obtuse. And obtuse is more than 90 degrees. And then the last angle, which we don't normally think about too much, is the straight line, or we call the straight angle. It makes a straight line. And it is equal to 180 degrees. And this is all information that you need to make sure that you know and understand, and you very well could already. All right, here we go. Moving right along. Let's work this example. Name the vertex of the angle. That's the center. So the vertex is K. Name the sides of the angle. That's going to be KL, KL. From here to here, and it goes this way. So we put an arrow on top of it. And KJ. KJ. Now I'll give three ways to name the angle. We can go angle JKL, JKL, or angle LKJ, LKJ, or it's just K, angle K. Classify the angle. Well, when I'm looking at this, it's definitely not a right angle, okay? This is obtuse because it is greater than 90 degrees. Okay, moving right along. We're going to go onto the back of this page and work a couple of examples. Getting more into an application scenario now. All right, so we're going to talk about number one. It says the measure of angle A is 12x minus 5. If x equals 9, find the measure of angle A. So I'm going to find the measure of angle A. It tells me x equals 9. So that means that the 9 can be plugged in for the x. So I'm going to have 12 times 9 minus 5. 12 times 9 is 108 minus 5, which gives me 103. So the way that I write my answer, oh, I forgot, we also have to classify the angle. Gotta always read the entire question, or we would have only made half of that, or we would have missed half of that. So we have the measure of angle A equals 103 degrees. Well, because it's 103 degrees, that's more than 90, so therefore this is obtuse. And there's my answer. Okay. Looking at our next problem, we're going to jump down to number 5. It says the measure of angle C is 19x minus 3. The measure of angle D is 8x plus 10. If the sum of the measures of the angle is 115, find the measure of each angle. So the sum, that means I add. So therefore I'm going to add, so I'm going to have angle C plus angle D equals 115. That's my game plan. Now I'm going to plug in my expressions for this. So I'm going to have 19x minus 3. Since it's sum, I don't have to put in parentheses. If it were subtraction or difference, I would have to put inside parentheses. Plus 8x plus 10 equals 115. So we just plugged in this for C and this for D. And now we combine our like terms, 19x and 8x, and that's going to give me 27x. And I have 3 and 10, and that gives me 13 equals 115. Oh, that's a minus 3. I did that wrong. Pay attention to your integer rules, Miss Wilson. I like these new pens, but the erasers are not the best. Like the other pens, erasers. Okay, so we have -3 plus 10, so that's going to give me a 7. Okay, so I now subtract 7, so I have 27x equals 108. And I divide by 27 to both sides, and we get that x equals 4. Now, I found out x, but I don't have the measure of the angles yet. So what I have to do is I have to take this x value and plug it in. So I'm now going to have that, okay, I'm going to have the measure of angle C equals 19 times 4 minus 3. 19 times 4, that's 76 minus 3. So therefore, I'm going to have the measure of angle C equals 73 degrees. And now I do the same thing for D. angle D. So we have the measure of angle D equals 8 times 4 plus 10. So that's 32 plus 10. So that's going to give me 42 degrees equals the measure of angle D. Okay. One more example. Here we go. Number 8, try and work some of every type so that you're kind of exposed to things. Okay, here we go. So number 8, the measure of angle R is 3 degrees less than means subtraction, twice means times 2, angle 7. Okay, so I've got the measure of angle R is, so that's equals 3 degrees less than. The word less than means that this goes behind this information. It flips the order. So I'm going to have something minus 3. Twice the measure of angles S. So that's 2 times angle S. Okay. Now we have, okay, the sum of the measures. So I've got sum of the 2 angles is 72. Find the measure of each angle. Well, I don't know what angle S is. So the measure of angle S, I'm going to let represent X. So then that means I can change this right here to be X. And I don't have to have the parentheses with it either there at that point. I have 2x minus 3. Now it says the sum of, so that means I'm doing angle R plus angle S equals 72. And I plug in my expressions. So angle R is 2x minus 3. Angle S is x equals 72. Combine my like terms, and I have 3x minus 3 equals 72. Add 3 to both sides, and I get 3x equals 75. Divide by 3, and I get that x, you can't see x, equals 25. Now, it wants me to find the measure of each angle. That means I've got to plug x in for each one. Well, it's easy to start off with the measure of angle S because that's equal to x. So therefore, I automatically know that that's going to be 25 degrees. That one's done. Now I have to do the calculations for the measure of angle R. So that's going to be 2 times 25 minus 3. So that's going to be 50 minus 3. So therefore, the measure of angle R is 47 degrees. Yeah, okay, so your assignment is to do the odds, and the evens are extra credit. Have a great day. And remember, if you have questions, make sure that you pause it and rewind or ask me. Have a great day.